can we just show the graphics I was planning to do in the editorial here about this very report? It comes from the report. The first is from the ABS, which shows about all of the different categories where inflation is going through the roof, right? From housing to transport to clothing, you can see that. The one that comes after that is your wages, which of course continue to slide down. Now, hopefully we can find that image of Albo. He tweeted it. I'm pretty sure the dog didn't, which was... Cost of living goes down when Labor's in power. 12 months in, you can say as many cyclical things as possible, but when on the tin was, vote for us and it gets better and it's got worse, how does that work?
Yeah, look, I'm sure he would have said that. I'm sure, just as the Liberal Party said, we'll keep interest rates low, and then in the middle of election campaign, they get risen. Again, a lot. Just once, that's right.
Not
you just shag one goat, and next thing you know...
Since the change.
You got 11 of them, but okay, keep going.
But anyway, point being, look... I think there's a bit of a catch-22 here. I mean, one of the findings of that report is that there needs to be more investment in social and community housing, right? The government is making that investment to the tune of $10 billion. Is that something that should be cut? Is that the spending restraint you're looking for? Because the report would seem to be calling for two separate things. And this is the thing. People say, oh, look, we need to have... I'm all for fiscal responsibility, but people say, no, we've got to restrain spending. Well, what is it? What should be cut?
That's the politics, which is the assumption is government should always spend more, but there's a consequence of the spending more. And also, the tax increase. Now, while everyone's loving
that's not a tax. I mean, I know if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, but that is the allowance.
Well, if I'm $1,500 poorer because of a decision a government's made, that's
a decision that both the Coalition and Labor...
And they were both wrong to it.
But it was only ever meant to be a temporary thing. I mean, when Tony Abbott introduced his temporary 2% tax hike on the very top percent, everyone was railing against, oh my God, it's now going to stay there forever, because how can you possibly call it, how can you possibly justify a tax hike for the rich? Again, okay, should they keep that, and should they scrap the stage 3 tax cuts?
No.
So what? So give tax cuts to everybody, tax cuts for stage 3, tax cuts for the 10 million, 10 billion on social housing, because that's part of the report's recommendations too. What exactly is the government meant to do?
They can land